Hello, everyone. My name is Sophie, and welcome to another episode of the Bookhater Club podcast. We are on episode number 10. Yes, we are in the double digits now. I've done 10 episodes already. I can't believe it. I don't know when I started, but this is the 10th episode, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. Of course, as always, we will be discussing super interesting topics today. As always, of course. Our main topic for today, as always, I chose a bookish topic because this is a book podcast, and I would feel weird not talking about something book related. We will be talking about book covers. We'll be talking about book covers. Of course, I'm always interested to hear your thoughts on the things that I talk about, of course. This is something that I wanted to talk about because of the recent, and I have to say it again, guys, I'm so sorry, the Pucking Around drama. I know we're over it, okay? I made my review of the book, we're over it. We don't want to hear about it anymore, but they changed the cover for that book, and that kind of spurred me to say, okay, I have to talk about book covers and changing book covers, why they do that, what's the reason for that, discuss some book covers with you guys. So that's our topic for today. Before we get into it, I want to thank my members. Yes! Guys, I recently introduced memberships to my channel. I introduced that to you guys in my last video, my Pucking Around review, and I explained a little bit more in depth there. You can look at the timestamps, what channel memberships are. But basically, if you go into my front page of my channel, right where you can subscribe, which I hope you are, you can become a member of my channel, and that gives you early access to all of my videos 24 hours before they go up. I give you a shout out, and you get to decide my next reads and also my future content. In case you're interested in that, it's €2.99 a month for the book hater tier, and then the tier above that is the honorable book hater, which is €3.99, and what that gives you is nothing more than the normal book hater tier. It's just a way to support me a little bit more. But if I were to add onto any tier, it would be that tier if I made like additional benefits in the future. So shout out to my members, because I have members. I didn't think anyone was gonna do it, and then I saw it and I immediately called my boyfriend. I was like, oh my god, someone actually did it. And it's not just someone, it's 3 people. Thank you so much. We have 2 book haters. Their names are Haley B and B, which I think is funny because they're both with a B. So thank you so much. I love you so much. I can't believe anyone did it. And then, of course, special thanks to Ashley Ranger, who decided to become an honorable book hater, which is the tier that's above the book hater, which is €1 more expensive. I appreciate you so much. I didn't think anyone was going to do it, and I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited about it. So you're going to be able to see the video 24 hours before it goes up on my channel. And I'm just happy about it. I told my mom and she didn't get it. I told her, I was like, Mom, I have to tell you something. She was like, what's happened? And I told her, people are subscribing to me. And she's like, we know that. And I'm like, no, memberships. And she didn't get it. She was like, why would they want to do that? And I said, I don't know, but I love it. I'm so excited. I mentioned in my video, in my Pucking Around review, where I explained that this was now an option, that the money that I make through those subscriptions goes back towards the channel, of course, because when you are a booktuber, you have to buy books and you have to read books most of the time. I try to do that. And so the money that I make goes towards the books that I read. And also just to the setup, I mentioned I want to get a lighting update, and just for anything else regarding like the filming of my videos and stuff, that's the money is for that. And I'm thinking about making like a separate bank account just for that money. Like, it's getting real, guys. I'm so excited. No, really, thank you so much to Haley B, and Ashley Ranger. I can't believe it. This is so nice of you guys. I love you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. So let's get into our topics. Thank you to my members. Consider becoming a member if you want. You don't have to do it. Don't feel pressured. And because I'm now making bank, obviously, I was thinking of making this or putting this podcast onto Spotify. And I don't know if anyone would be interested in that. And that's why I'm asking you guys. Maybe comment down below if you want. Do you use Spotify? Would you be interested in like just listening to the podcast or being able to listen to it that way? Because it does cost money to put your podcast up on Spotify. You have to pay like a you have to pay some page, and that page then puts it onto Spotify for you, but you have to pay a monthly subscription to that service, so they put that on Spotify, is how I understood it, at least when I looked into it, which is why I haven't done it yet, which is why my podcast is only on YouTube. But since this is a podcast, I feel like it should be on other platforms too. I'm just not sure if it would be worth it, if people would actually be interested in that, or if they like watching, you know, because I also show pictures and stuff like that. So you can let me know in the comments down below. I'm thinking about doing that. And then obviously my membership mommy. Alas, that's something I was thinking about. And the membership money would also go towards that, is what I wanted to say. If I were to put it on Spotify, or if you pay a subscription to a page that does that for you, I think you can also do it on Apple Music and stuff. I don't really know any other music devices besides Spotify, because that's what I use, so I'm not educated on that. But before we get into our main topic, I have a little life update for you guys. I do. My life is so exciting. I did pass all of my exams this semester, which I already announced in my Packing Around review, and some people said congrats, such as my member B. I saw your comment. Thank you so much, and I appreciate it very much, and I'm very happy about it, because in case you guys don't know, I'm 22 and I'm German, because I have to mention that in every video. At least that I'm German, not that I'm 22, but most people, I think, at this age, or I know that most people at this age are already, like, at the end of their university journey, and for me, I'm not. I think I'm coming, I don't even know which semester I'm going into, I think my 4th semester, and I just feel a little bit behind on it, that I haven't finished already, because most of my friends are starting to get into the end phases of their, I don't know, university journey or whatever they're doing, and it's nothing that people ever talk about, I think, and there's nothing wrong with taking your time, especially if you have people around you that support you and you're not, like, in a dire, even then, you know, everything's fine, everything's gonna work out. My dad likes to say, it's gonna be fine in the end, and if it's not fine, it's not the end, and I think that's a very wise of him. I don't think that's his quote, I think he took it from somewhere, but he does like to say that sometimes, occasionally, so I did actually do studying before this. I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but I did go to university before, right after high school, and I did industrial engineering. What the fuck, bitch? I don't know math, and I don't know physics. I mean, you know, physics and math, whatever, is a different thing, but I didn't completely butcher it. I had one subject that was, like, really heavily physics and math based, and that's the one that I took all of my tries in and then failed, and then they were like, you've reached your maximum of tries. You can only write an exam so many times or take an exam so many times before you get, like, they throw you out of university. And then I was thrown out. And I was really depressed. And that was in 2021. Worst year of my life. Worst year of my life. And that was also the year that I didn't really upload on YouTube. I did, like, 3 videos. And then I kind of got my life together after that initial, like, breakdown of failing university and not being able to become a fucking engineer, which I don't know why I ever wanted to do that, but I don't even know how I got in, if I'm being honest, but, you know, it was a terrible year, and I got my life together, and then I uploaded my From Blood and Ash review. That was after I got my life together, and after I hadn't uploaded the whole year, and then I kind of started pushing myself out of it, you know, and now I'm in my 4th semester of marketing, which is why I'm so behind, because I did something before, and then I had to wait until semester started again, and then I started in the summer semester instead of the winter semester, because I was too late for starting in the winter semester, and I had to wait, like, I don't even know, like, 5 months until I could start something new, and those 5 months, I wasn't working either, I was just getting money from the state of Germany. I went to them, I don't know how to translate it, I went to them, and I was like, I am so sorry, I'm so depressed. And they were like, okay, you have to look for work to be eligible for this money. And I said, yes, I know, I'm starting university in the summer, but I'm so depressed. And they were like, okay, then you'll get money until the summer. It wasn't exactly like that, you know, but that's kind of how it went. In those 5 months, I just got my life together, and then I started university, and now I'm in my 4th semester of marketing, which fits me so much better. But if that's the case, I don't know how old people who watch this are. My analytics say it's like in their 20s, people in their 20s, and I don't know if the people watching this are still in school, if they're going to university, but there's nothing wrong with changing your major, but people don't talk about it. I don't know anyone in my close circle, which is 3 or 4 people, where that happened. They all just go through their shit smoothly, and so I felt like the dummy, you know, just because I can't do fucking math? Fuck you. I actually have to take math this semester. I've been pushing it, is how you say in Germany. I've been pushing it from first semester to fourth semester. I did take it in my first semester and I failed, but I didn't really study that much. I was like, okay, I could do it in engineering, the plain math. I can do it in marketing, but I couldn't. So I'm taking it this semester. Peace and love. Pray for me that I make it, and then once I pass math, it's gonna be fine. And I'm gonna look back onto this time and be like, you're so stupid. You know, the issues that I have now are not gonna matter in a few years. That's kind of how I look at it. So I don't want you to think that when people listen to me, I don't know if they're like, this girl is just a child. Because when you're 22, you're still a child. And it's not that deep. Like, math doesn't matter. And I'm not afraid of it. I'm just too lazy to study. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's my life update with my exams. Another life update, of course, is that I'm going to Hamburg. I'm going to be in Hamburg when you see this video. I don't know when, but the thing is, I'm leaving tomorrow, and that's why I'm filming now, because my videos, for some unknown reason, no matter the size, take around 8 hours to upload on YouTube, and I don't know why. I don't know why. This used to never be the case. My dad messed up the Wi-Fi. He installed some new shit, you know, and then he had to do 3 different Wi-Fi connections. So I don't know why we have so many Wi-Fis available. I don't even know what the difference is. And my videos just take hours and hours and hours to upload. And it's so frustrating. It's so fucking frustrating. Because it could be up in like an hour, but no. My dad had to mess it up, you know. Anyway, shout out to my dad. If it's not good, it's not the end. You know, we just quote him on that, but that's why I'm already filming this. So I'm leaving tomorrow and I still have to prepare everything, and it's already 12 p.m. not a.m. It's 12 p.m. I got up a little late, and so I'm filming this now, uploading it, and then making it public to my members, and then making it public to the public 24 hours later while I'm in Hamburg. If you don't know Hamburg is a city in Germany. I don't know how well aware people are of cities in Germany besides like Munich and Berlin, Cologne maybe even, you know, those are like the big major cities. But Hamburg is a city in northern Germany. Northern. I don't know why. Northern. Why do I say it like that? Northern Germany. And what does it give there? It gives. That's so German. There's a German meme where the woman is, there's like an English teacher, and one of the students says, it gives, and then she starts yelling at him, it gives doesn't exist! Because in German you say it gives, but that's not a thing in English. It's very funny. And when I was in high school, and you have to choose 3 majors when you're in high school, by the end of high school, that you take more intense lessons in. And mine was English, and there were people in there that still said it gives, and that's just not, you can't do that when you're majoring in English. They just didn't know the fucking grammar, and I was like, bitch, we've been in school for 11 years, and we've had English for 11 years, and you don't know it gives doesn't exist? Anyway, I'm just better than everyone. I'm kidding. That was just a joke. So, I'm going to Hamburg in northern Germany. Hamburg is a Hafenstadt, which means it's by the ocean. It's by the ocean, there is trade there, and it's going to be really, really fun. They're known for their musicals. Hamburg is actually the city that is, and you have to tell me if you were aware of this existing. They show Hamilton, the American musical about Hamilton, in German. In fucking German. They translated that entire musical into German and are performing it in Hamburg. You have to tell me if you knew this, because my boyfriend and I are going together, obviously, because I don't have any other friends. So we're going, and we were discussing, if we go to Hamburg, we have to go see a musical. It's more known for The Lion King. That's a really popular one, or the most popular one, and that's the one we're going to see tomorrow. I'm really excited. I've seen it before. When I was 14. I don't remember any of it. I have a really bad long-term memory, and it's really scary, so I don't like talking about it. It scares me when I said it, because, like, God knows what's going to happen when I'm an old woman. I can barely remember shit now. You know what I mean? It's really scary. So, whatever. I don't want to talk about it. No, I make myself scared. Egal. Whatever. And we were discussing what musical we're going to see, and he goes, well, we should go see Hamilton, because you're a Hamilton girly. and he exposed me. And I think I've made Hamilton references before, but I did have a Hamilton obsession, my German ass, when I was 15, 16, when it was at its height. You know, when everyone was obsessed with it. It had been out for a while, but people were still really, really, really into it. And that's when I was hyper fixated on it. I know the whole musical. I still listen. I just listened to what did I listen to? The Room Where It Happens yesterday in the car. The songs are amazing to listen to in the car. I love listening to Hamilton. When they uploaded it on Disney Plus, the recording of it, I think I stayed up until it was out in German time. You know, Germany time. So I could watch it because I was so excited for it. Not like, I have never seen a bootlegged version of Hamilton. Never, of course. I would never do something like that. Just like I always pay money for my books. Always, you know? So, but I was still excited for it, regardless of anything. And I still listen to the songs. And he goes, we should see Hamilton. And I think it's not going to be there for much longer. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I just saw that somewhere, but maybe they lied. Maybe they're extending it. I just think it's so random. Out of every country... Well, honestly, it's not that random. Of course it's Germany. They always do random shit like this. Hamilton? Who the fuck wants to listen to Hamilton in German? Me. I wanted to listen to it. And then my boyfriend said, we should go see it. And I was really excited. And it was also cheaper than The Lion King, because no one wants to see Hamilton, but everyone wants to see The Lion King. And then my boyfriend said, like, while we were booking or looking to book it, he goes, I thought about it. Can we go see The Lion King? I don't care about Hamilton. I said, peace and love. Yes. We can go see The Lion King. I think it would be so weird to watch Hamilton in German. If I ever were to see it, I wanted to see it on Broadway and like in the original language. Because they also translate shit so weirdly in German. Whatever. So that's not what we're seeing. But I don't know if anyone was aware of the fact that it does exist in German. I thought it was a prank! It does exist. It does exist, yeah. Maybe it's good. I don't know. I don't care. I don't want to see it. It would ruin the songs for me if they... I don't know how they... Whatever. Peace and love to the Hamilton crew in Germany, of course. And what else is Hamburg known for? They're known for their fish. Because they are, of course, by the ocean. They're also known for the Reeperbahn, which is... I don't know what it is. Because when I was 14, I didn't go there. But I would, just off the top of my head, compare it to the red light district in Amsterdam. But it's just a street of people partying and being raunchy and not being safe for children. Well, how do you say? Not safe for work. You know what I mean? And so we're going there because I've never been there. When I was 14, my parents actually didn't take me to that. And that's something it's known for. A lot of people go there just to party. And I'm excited to see it because I can't imagine what it's going to be like. And we're also going to Hooters in Hamburg. I have to confess, we're going to Hooters. And the story behind that is kind of funny. We both know what Hooters is, my boyfriend and I. Obviously, people know what Hooters is. It's an American chain restaurant for fast food where the waitresses wear really short clothes. Peace and love, you know, I would not, I don't know if I would actually work there. Maybe I would, you know, exploit men, whatever. Peace and love, of course, to all the men. I'm just joking. But we were not aware of the fact that Hooters existed in Germany. But of course, out of all places, it would exist at the Reeperbahn. That is, I think, somewhere in there is where it's located. And when my boyfriend and I went to Amsterdam last year, he said to me, let's eat some buffalo wings. So we went and ate some buffalo wings. Because for some reason, around here, you can't get any buffalo wings where I'm from. I'm from southern Germany. So we are taking like a 7-hour train ride to Hamburg. So, I hope it's with a fucking AC. Because my friend went to Berlin with the train and they didn't have AC. And that's also like around the same time. Terrible. Can't imagine that happening to me. I already sweat enough as it is, you know what I mean? So he goes... After we ate them in Amsterdam and he really loved them, we couldn't find any around here, and he goes to me the other day, let's go, when we're in Hamburg, let's go eat not barbecue, what did I say, buffalo wings, specifically buffalo wings. So I Google buffalo wings Hamburg, and the first thing that comes up is Hooters. And we look at each other and we're like, we have to go there. We have to have the American experience. Obviously I can't compare it because I've never been to America. Peace and love if I ever go, you know, I don't know. If it's gonna be the same as in America, same taste, the same experience. If the waitresses also wear short clothes, so sorry girls that you have to do that, but we're eating real original American buffalo wings in Hamburg. We're going there. It's so funny that that exists. Hooters is so random. Doesn't exist anywhere else as far as I'm concerned in Germany, just in fucking Hamburg. And that's what we're doing. And so I will be filming my reading vlog in Hamburg because I'm currently reading Divine Rivals. I'm saying that I haven't started. And I'm going to be honest. I read the first like 2 or 3 pages and I was already like, oh my god, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. They were like, it was the main character and her brother talking in the beginning, and he drops like some exposition where I'm just like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, but I'm reading it. There's going to be a reading vlog that I'm filming in Hamburg, so there's also a little bit of a Hamburg vlog. Maybe I'm taking my camera, and I think it will be a little bit less awkward if I film outside with my camera because it's a tourism city, and so more people are filming around there with their cameras and phones out than in my rural town in Germany, in southern Germany. Yeehaw. So no, that's not where I live, not in the Yeehaw region. So we'll see. And then after that I'm going to do my Divine Rivals vlog, and then after that I don't know what I'm going to read, so I will ask my members probably because I have no idea. It's gonna be September. I don't know if anything's coming out in September. I think I have to wait until November for the bangers like the sequel to Lightlark and Fourth Wing. What the fuck was that? Huh? So let's get back to the bookish topics. I'm sorry I talked for so long. Of course, timestamps are in the description, but if you're already here, you're, you know, you probably watched that. I'm sorry. Sometimes I just think I don't want to talk too much about my personal stuff because I don't know how much people care, so I don't want to bore you. But a little to come back to the pucking around thing, I found it very interesting. I watched Kierra Lewis's video on the 22nd of August, and now it's the 30th of August, so 8 days ago, when she did a haul, a PR haul and a book haul. You know, I would love to get PR. I would love to get PR, but if you live in Germany, you have to tax it, the shit you get sent. I don't even know how that will work, but I've heard people say that, where they were like, yeah, we love PR, but when you get shit sent from people, you can't just take it as a present, you have to put it on your tax, whatever. I don't know that much about taxes, I'm so sorry. You know, it's like that's a big girl problem, and I'm still in university. I'm just a teenage girl, a 22-year teenager. I don't know, so I just hope I'm doing everything right, you know. But I would love to get PR, and so Kierra did this haul, and she revealed that she got a new Booktok jersey from the Stinky Pinkies. That's what the team is called, the Stinky Pinkies. Hockey club. I looked it up. I was like, is this a real hockey club or are they doing parody? Because they do have merch coming out, and they're really, really, really playing into the whole Booktok smut, hockey smut, romance thing. They have merch coming out that says Smut Club on the back, and I don't know if I would wear this, you know, and I also don't know if I would wear like a Stinky Pinky jersey. I think that would be I don't know if that would be funny or if it would be kind of weird. You know what I mean? And also, I don't like the color of pink that they're using for their stuff. I think it's too pink. It's like, I don't know what kind of pink this is, but it's just a nasty pink, in my opinion. It's too neon. Anyway, that's nitpicking. They are a real hockey team, and they're playing the Power Play Hockey League in New England. The Power Play Hockey League has expanded into the state of Massachusetts. Don't know where that is. Peace and love, you know, to my Massachusettsans. Creating multiple leagues in 9 facilities ranging from the North Shore down to Hingham, Massachusetts. Shout out Hingham. And westwards to Worcester. Shout out. If you're from there, shout out. Maybe you know more about this, but they are a real hockey team that play in some league, and they're kind of blowing up because they're completely buying into this, and they have their players read smut books on their TikTok and react to the scenes, and I don't think these men are reading it. Peace and love. I don't think they're, you know, do these grown men care? I don't think so. Peace and love, you know, as always. We go with peace and with love here. I want to make my own merch with peace and love. I think that would be so fun. I would wear that. Ugh, like a sweater like this. I love this. I've been living in this for the past few days. That's kind of nasty actually, but this is like a. Why is the dog giving like a side eye? Can you see this? I don't know where this is from. Like what this brand is. It's Cargo, I think it's called. I got this from the thrift store. Cargo snowboarding, or something like this. Snowwear, Cargo Snowwear. Does anyone know what that is? But that's the update with her. She got a new Booktok jersey. She got a new team to be obsessed with. But I think it's less fun if they are like willing. They're like willing to do this. You know, that's less fun. I think the fun lays in harassing the players for these people. So I don't really know, like unwanted harassment for these players, because this is like, how do you say, encouraged harassment. So I'm not sure how this is playing out, because she hasn't, as far as I'm concerned, made any videos about the Stinky Pinkies and promoted them, which I think was their goal with this, and she's only shown them in their book haul, as far as I'm concerned. I could be wrong. And that's the last Pucking Around update we have for now. I'm gonna make sure to not mention it anymore. I'm sorry, guys. I know people are over it. No one said that they were, but I'm just saying people are over it. I'm over it, quite frankly. So how about we talk about silly little books and their covers? And I have some examples here, because if you didn't know, I do have a bookshelf behind me. I took some books out. I don't know how well you can see this. I think in a few vlogs I'm gonna film a bookshelf tour. I do have one up on my channel from a while ago, but it has really little views because people don't care. Go watch it, please. No, I don't really care, but I remember standing on a chair and filming it with my phone like this, and I was shaking the whole time, and I don't even know what I was saying in that video. But that is very outdated, because I did get rid of a bunch of books, and that's it. That's all I had to say. So let's talk about the covers. So, of course, with the covers, TikTok is the problem for everything. TikTok is always the issue, and they ruin all the fun. Booktok, specifically. So we have a lot of cover changes in popular books, in books that get popular, and that is, in my opinion, because things have to look pretty for the Booktok community. You don't want like a naked man on the cover on your shelf. It doesn't look cute. It doesn't stand out. If the color scheme is very dark, there's nothing that makes the book memorable regarding the cover. And of course, people do judge books by their cover. I don't know who doesn't. Peace and love, everyone does. And there's nothing wrong with that. And they have to look pretty in hauls. The books have to look pretty in hauls. They have to look aesthetically pleasing on the bookshelf. If you color coordinated, you know, instead of doing it by series and shit like that, people want books that stand out and that give them like a wow effect. And that are attention grabbing is what I wrote down. So we have bold colors, and especially now with this trend, and here's my example, we have the Spanish Love Deception. Yoo-hoo! I still have this book. I did a review on it. It's called Romance Books Suck. Nothing about that video indicates that it's a review about this book, but it is. And this is a good example for it, because this is a romance book, right? We have a very monotone cover with the color, I mean. It's like a salmon, I would say. It's more on the orange side than the pink side, but I would say it's like a salmon color. The graphic, instead of like a naked man on it, like you wouldn't usually see from romance books, especially because this book, I think, go watch my review and tell me. No, as far as I'm concerned, this review does include smut, okay? And nothing about the cover gives that away. This looks like a cutesy little romance. There is nothing wrong with this. This is just like sweet, period. This is just sweet, okay? This is our romance example for today. I have a few more that I'm gonna put up on screen if I'm not lazy. Because as I said, this video does take 8 hours to upload, and I do have to pack for Hamburg. Whoop, whoop. I'm so excited to go to Hamburg. We're gonna be eating so good. That's the one I'm most excited for. You know, just the food is always the best part. So, I think that the trend with these romance books, because most romance books nowadays, they look like this, right? They do look like this. And people are just embarrassed to have naked men on the cover. And I think you should not be embarrassed. Because even with dark romance books, I've seen trends where they lean more into this this design with like flowers, like a touch of darkness and stuff like that, where you wouldn't initially think this is something sexual, but the book, the main focus is basically the smut and the sexual tension and sex and blah blah blah, and it's kind of misleading. So a few other examples I have for the romance books, to just show you that they all look the same. And I think that because everyone is now buying into this trend of making the covers like this with the statement colors and the graphics on the front and nothing different, they all look the same and it's boring, and then they don't look different anymore. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to be different, but everyone's doing it, so they all look the same. Kierra is an account on Instagram where I got these two pictures that I'm going to show you from, because she is a romance reader and she does like these cute pictures where she explains the tropes and stuff like this. It looks really pretty. Her feet looks really pretty, but I think this is a great example for what I'm talking about. We have this overview of books of romance books, books. This is a good way to explain it. And we do have the Spanish love deception on there, and these all have the same color, and that's obviously why she put them together in this picture, because they all have the same color and it looks cute together. But if I went to the store, I would not be like, nothing about these books makes them stand out now if they all look lay together like this. I don't know if you're getting my point. I think I'm really bad at explaining what I mean, but they just look boring together. They all look the same. There's another picture with purple books to prove this point again. They're all using like these statement colors and then some graphics on the front. These are all by different authors, but they all look the same. They all look the same. The style is all the same, and that's the thing with romance. How do you say, the interior of the book? How do you say? The plot of the book? No, what's inside is also all the same. What is like an earth-shattering romance book, in your opinion? That's like no shade, by the way, to people who like romance. That's no shade. You know, everyone likes what they like. I just don't get it, because I feel like if I read all of these books that were on either of these pictures, they would all be very similar. Maybe except Emily Henry, because I have heard really good things about her. And if I were to read another romance book, I think it would be Emily Henry. I think she does romance, right? I'm not sure. She does like fiction, but I don't know what she does. But I've heard very good things about her, so maybe I would pick her book up, one of her books. And I think Funny Story is her newest book, right? I only know Happy Place, that also has a very bold color on it, attention grabbing. But my attention isn't grabbed if they all look the same. I want a sexy dude on the cover. Okay, love this example, love that I have this. Let's go back into the notes. For some reason, I have an iPad that I use for school, and that's also where I pull up my notes for the videos. And it's not syncing up with my phone anymore. You know, how it's not mirroring it anymore, so now I do have to read on my phone, which I think is a little bit like, it looks like I'm just chilling on my phone. Of course, we have the issue of people changing the covers mid-season. What the fuck? Mid-series is what I wanted to say. We're in the wrong genre right now. And examples for this are the Shadow and Bone trilogy. They did change. I have to put it up on screen because I don't have those. The Shadow and Bone series, or the Grisher trilogy, if you want to call it that. I don't actually know if that's the real name or the correct name. They changed the series covers. I don't think they changed them uglily, but I did like the original more, I have to say. I don't know. This is like the cover before wasn't ugly, and the cover after also isn't ugly. This is like a fine thing, and the entire series was already released when they changed it, which I think is a fine thing, because of course oftentimes they change the covers if the book becomes popular or the series becomes popular. They start changing covers, or if the series is completed and then gets popular again, for example through a Netflix show with the Grisha trilogy. The Netflix show is ass. Peace and love. I don't know if I've ever talked about it. I don't like it. Or if the books are not selling. There can be various reasons, as you can tell. If the books are not selling, maybe the cover is the reason, and then they're like, okay, let's change the covers and see if we can get more sales. Those are usually the reasons for cover changes as far as I'm concerned. We have The Darkest Minds, which you guys have to tell me if you know that one. I do know that one, and I did read the first 3 books of that series, and I don't remember any of it. And they did change the covers because it became a movie, and I think that's why they changed the covers. to kind of revamp it, make it more modern, and they just did a really bad job. I think the covers before were already really ugly, and then after also even more ugly, and I think the German covers were different from the American covers, or UK, whatever, English covers, and I think they looked better, but I don't exactly remember that. So, a series that's done the opposite of this, of changing them into something uglier or something just as on par, is the Magnolia Parks series. And I didn't know about this. This is apparently really popular, this series. I don't know if it's Roman. I don't know anything about it, sorry. Or these books. I don't even know if it's a series. But they changed the covers recently, for whatever reason, into something so ugly. They had like really intricate designs on the front in the beginning. And now it's people. Real people, like feet. Do they have a foot fetish in the book? What is the reason for that? I think they made them so ugly. And it's kind of like a reverse cover change, because usually you would think they would go away from the real people if something's really popular and put graphic design on it, or an intricate design like they had in the beginning. So let me know your thoughts on that and what the fuck Magnolia Parks is, because I don't know, but I thought that was really funny that they completely changed it into a different direction. And something I've talked about before is Germany, because I'm German. Haha. No, but yeah, obviously. But Germany has a history of butchering covers for some reason. I don't know what the reason is behind them making them uglier. And of course, me as a marketing genius in her 4th semester that passed all of her exams this semester, I know that there is something called localization. And so covers get changed to apply more, or not apply, what is the word in English, to appeal more to people of a certain demographic, local demographic, and so they change it with the thought in the back of their head that German people are going to find this cover more appealing instead of the original cover. And I just want to show you some examples of this, because I don't know, they always do that for like covers that are fine, that are going to appeal in Germany too. People want the original covers, okay? They don't want the ugly shit that Germany is doing. And they're not really doing that anymore, as far as I'm concerned. Actually, what they're doing now is, if you buy a German book, you are very likely to get sprayed edges, because for some reason, and I don't know how this started because I don't read in German, they started spraying all of the edges of every fucking book. And it's nothing special anymore. I know that's like a special thing for US books or UK books, like special editions. No, not in Germany. In Germany, it's the standard now. They keep the cover. Like for Fourth Wing, for example, that would have been a cover in the past that they would have changed. But now it stayed the same. And they spray the edges. I don't know why. It's great for the Germans, but I don't, you know. Okay, it's more work for you. So, some examples of Germany butchering covers. I talked about this in my Hunger Games episode. The Hunger Games covers. This is the first Hunger Games book. The Hunger Games. It says Die Tribute von Panem, which is the German version of the Hunger Games. The Tributes of Panem. Tödliche Spiele, which means Deadly Games. Because Germany always has like a series name and then the book name. They still do that, I'm pretty sure. With Fourth Wing, they put Flammen geküsst on the cover. I saw that in the bookstore, which means kissed by a flame. And I don't know what they're going to do for the second book. I'm super curious. So, how do you like this? How do you like this? Be honest. This is not Katniss. I don't know who this woman is. And they did this for all 3 covers. They changed them now in German. They changed it now, but the original covers from 2012? When was I obsessed with the Hunger Games? I don't know. This is the one. This is the one I got for Easter from my parents, who were supporting me in reading about children dying. And I think it's so ugly, guys. We've talked about it. Why the fuck did they do that? 2009? No, printed 2012. Okay. I was like, 2009, that's not when I read this. I didn't know how to read when I was 8. I did, but I didn't read these kind of books. So, another example that I have here to show you, before I talk about some examples that I don't have, thankfully, is An Ember in the Ashes. And people never talk about An Ember in the Ashes, but I was an original fan of that series when it came out by Saba Tahir. Loved Elias Vittorius, the main male character. Loved him back then. I don't know if I would still love him now, but I like to just dwell in my memories of him when I did love him. I have a review of the last book in that series up, which is A Sky Beyond the Storm, and That's crazy that I have that, honestly, because this feels like such a fever dream, if I'm being honest. So, are you ready for the jump scare of the German cover? I don't know if I showed that in the review, but again, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? A lot of the times, I don't know if they still do that, but back in the day, they came with integrated bookmarks to books in Germany. Very practical. They're attached to the book, like a piece of string that you can put in, you know, obviously a piece of string. I actually don't know if you take off the dust jacket, if there's anything there. No. What the fuck did I do? I painted on it, guys. I didn't know. I didn't remember. Oh, I don't know if I want to show it. This is embarrassing. What the fuck is this? And Ember in the Ashes, and I painted Laia, which is the main female character, on it. And like brown paint? Is this like flames? Is this sand? I didn't even finish it. Why the fuck did I do this? Great, now I can't sell this book. This is amazing. I have to keep it forever, I guess. Whatever. I guess I just have to deal with this. How do you like my drawing? What the fuck? When did I do this? See, that's what I mean when I say I don't remember shit. I didn't remember I did this. Great, I ruined the book. I really thought I could draw. I can draw a little bit if I want, but this was not it, girl. So, again, we go with the German theme here. Let's just ignore that happened. Sabatier, Elias and Laia is the series name. Die Herrschaft der Masken. The rule of the masks. Are we, like, in COVID? What the fuck is this? I don't know. And I don't know if they changed this for the rest of the series. If they kept going with it, I don't want to look it up. You know, we don't have that much time. I have to pack. I have to get ready. I have to go to the gym. I have to do a lot of things today. So I just wanted to show you that this is the German cover. The original German cover from... And I remember... What the fuck is this? This book is so weird. Weirdly designed. I feel like the layout is super odd. Copyright 2015, so 2015. When I was 14, I got this book at a store in my grandma's city, and I remember that I got it. I remember that I bought it, and I was like really sick that day. I was going to vomit in the bookstore because it smelled really weirdly, and then I got this book. So, there you go. This is the German cover. And then, the second book, none of the series matches, by the way. I have the first book, hardcover in German, okay? Second book is A Torch Against the Night. I think this is the UK version. I think this is super pretty. It's like sparkly, and look at the spine. That's how you do spines. This is how you do covers. This is really, really cute. Did I also paint on this? No, thank God. And I think that this is really pretty. I really like this. So the first and the second book are in this design, okay? Before they changed the design. And I fucking hate that. Fuck you, whoever decided that. And obviously I didn't go out to buy the rest of the series, but this is the UK hardcover. And I don't even know if it's like a special edition. I ordered this online. I remember on Amazon I just got this. So I don't know if this is a special edition or if this is just the normal, in the past normal one. I hope this is worth a lot of money. You know, making bank with this one. The third book I also have in my shelf, and it's the American paperback. Super odd. And then the last one that I have here to show you, because I wanted to show you all the hardcovers I have, is the American hardcover. Why? Nothing matches. Not the language, not the design, not the kind of book. And this is the final design that they did on the series with people on the cover. Now, I think that this is pretty. I think this is fine for the full series, but I prefer this. I don't really know why. I just think it looks really nice with all of the sparking and with the font and everything, or the foiling, how you say. And this is I can show you in the back, this is how the first, second, and third book look. This is what I have in paperback. And then obviously this one I have in German and this one I have in the old form. They actually did something special on this book, which I don't know how well you can see this. It says ST and the T looks like a sword. And that stands for Sabatier, the author. So they did put her initials on. Oh my god. This almost fell on the floor. You are worth a lot of money. So God will. what the fuck did I want to say? Yeah, this is the American fucking hardcover. Why is it American? I usually get the UK versions of books when I order books online, but okay. I don't really care. So, maybe because the paperback wasn't out. I don't know. That's so weird. What the fuck did I want to say? Yeah, that's the case with the An Ember in the Ashes series, and I don't know why they changed the covers. I think it was because the series was getting popular, and they wanted, of course, if they changed the covers, they hope that you want your covers to match and to buy the rest of the books to match the covers. Even if you have the first two in a different version, I think people are hoping, oh, they're gonna buy the covers to match the rest of the series now, because they're not matching anymore. Because we are, of course, in a consumerist society. I'm making social commentary now. No, I don't think I would be good at that. You know, because I just have the peace and love attitude. So, that's the case with this. Very interesting. Again, review of that book, of the last book, is up on my channel. And did I want to say anything else about that? Let me see. You want to complete matching series, and also if the series gets more popular. And also another case of book changes, of cover changes, is if you go from self-published to traditionally published. For example, with The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake, she got a new cover for her books when she went from self-published to ordinarily published, and I actually have the original in my bookshelf. And I have a review of The Atlas 6 on my channel also about the cover got changed. Yeah, I don't actually remember. I think I don't like the new cover that much. The old cover is way better. And I have it, and it's worth a lot of money. So, another instance of cover changes, which is, of course, if you want to rebrand your series too, which I already mentioned, but also I have to get the dust off of this one, sorry. Also, if it doesn't fit the thematics of your book anymore, such as with Throne of Glass and Ekotar, where they, for both series, they did cover changes. I don't really like them either. Like, either of them I don't like, and I don't like them either. They did the... Actually, now I kind of like... I don't mind that much anymore, but I do have all of the original Throne of Glass covers, and I'm not gonna buy the entire series anew, just so I have the new covers. And with Ekotar, I do have the original series in the normal covers, because I read them as they're released. And A Court of Silver Flames, of course, is only published in this cover, which is the theme of all of the other Ekotar covers now, which is this one. This is the original. I think everyone knows this. And this is the new kind of design. And they changed this because the books, as they went on, went from YA into more adult territory with explicit sex scenes and stuff like this. And so they changed it because they didn't want people confused and didn't want children buying it, which is a great segue to lead us to our next topic. By the way, another cover change is, before I do my great segue, is City of Bones. They changed those around a lot. They have a lot of different editions, which I think is ass. Fuck City of Bones, the Mortal Instruments is what I wanted to say. But I have the entire series, and I'm going to be reading it sometime and do an entire series review. So, that's coming. The camera is running out of battery, and I'm running out of time. So, my segue, I've already forgot what I said. Oh, more adult books. For me, in my little German ass, if I go to the bookstore, there is usually just one English book section, and that includes all kinds of English books from like classics to biographies to young adult / new adult, because in Germany, I think they've gotten a little bit better at this, but for a long time they would put they have like a Booktok display, and so on the Booktok display, the smut books are right next to the young adult books, like the almost children books that are, or not children's book, but the books that are really just young adult without any explicit smut. And it's a trend where people are including more explicit smut in young adult books now, which I think is fine to a certain level, having explicit sex scenes, but the constant banging is too much for young adults. Peace and love. And maybe there should even be like a middle category from really young adults to mature adults to new adults. Because I think this new trend of including smut in books is just not... The categories that we have are not sufficient enough for that, maybe? That sounds very smart of me. Well, so sometimes I surprise myself. So in Germany, I've had, for example, I made a review about Guilt. I think that's what it's called. That was in the young adult section. A Touch of Darkness, also in the young adult section. And those books are especially Guild. I'm sorry, that book is just sex. That is just erotica, fantasy erotica. And from the cover, maybe it looks a little bit darker, like a little bit of darker themes, but you wouldn't really be able to guess if you were a parent and if you didn't speak English and your child was like, I want to read this, and then you're like, oh yeah, my child wants to read in English, like I'm going to buy this for you. And this maybe isn't that much of a problem with fantasy, because they are mostly sticking to that dark thematic of like flowers and symbols on the cover and dark backgrounds with like guilt and touch of darkness. But where this isn't the case is with romance books. And so, for example, Pucking Around, which I reviewed, they changed the cover from explicit, like men, naked men, and a woman, where you were like, okay, this is like a sex-focused book or a more smutty book, erotica, whatever. You could tell, to a very discreet cover, because people are less embarrassed to read that in public, and because it got popular, that's why the covers got changed, and to appeal to a broader audience that way. But with that, I think the message of the first cover gets lost. Also, what I saw was there's a special edition cover of that book. I didn't even mention that. I saw that today. So ugly. It's like Rachel and she has like an ugly ass tattoo on her back. Sorry, right? There's like an artist that made that, but I just like the idea in itself for that cover. I think it's just an ugly idea. So peace and love, of course. And so if we pull up this overview of romance books that I've talked about earlier by Bookish Farah on Instagram, I bet that a lot of those books include explicit smut. And for me, the most telling example is Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, because you can correct me if I'm wrong, of course, I haven't read that book, but I've seen people say that includes explicit smut. And if I were a child, not a child, like 14-year-old coming up to my mom saying, I want to read this book, and she doesn't know English, maybe it's not that big of a problem if your parents do speak English. I came up to her and I showed her the cover of Icebreaker and I said, I really want to read this. She would probably say, yeah, sure. Because that cover is very childish. It's appealing to a younger audience too. It's discreet in a way where it's too discreet. Like, you don't know anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's a cute cover, peace and love, like they look cute together. She has a cute dress on. But it's also appealing to a younger audience that shouldn't be reading your books. And I think that's the main issue. That's the main issue I wanted to get to. That I think the romance books are developing in a direction with their covers. And I'm sure it's going to develop further and trends are going to change and they're going to change the covers up again. But it's just too childish. The covers are too childish. The Spanish Love Deception, I don't know where I put it. Actually, oh, right here. This also, you wouldn't know. This would also appeal to a 14-year-old. But this is not young adult. But if you are in Germany, this book is also in the young adult section. And it is not young adult. 14-year-olds or 13... What is a young adult? 14-year-old, right? I don't think they should be reading that. Peace and love. I say that as someone who had unrestricted access to the internet at 14 and younger. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen some shit. But I don't know if I'm being, like, dramatic. A little bit, maybe. Like, I don't care that much. I'm just saying that this is a trend I've observed. And I find it very curious. And I wonder how intentional it is in appealing to younger audiences. Because especially the Icebreaker cover is something where I'm like, that is so child-coded. Like, child-coded with, because a grown woman reading this, I don't know if a grown woman would be catching reading Icebreaker. Like, it looks like a teen book, a very young teen book. You can tell me if you agree in the comments below. Maybe you're like, Sophie, you're dramatic. Like, that's not the case, which is fine, but especially since I've seen these books be grouped next to you. And the thing is, I wish I would have gone to this bookstore. I would have taken a picture for you guys, but it's not in my city. It's close to me. It's the big one that I usually go to when I'm looking for something specific. They have the young adult books, English young adult books right next to the children's books. Like, they're literally children's books, and then it goes like up in age. It's like, I don't know what the age groups are, like 10 to 12, blah, blah, blah. And then you get to the English books and they're not categorizing. They're just putting everything into the shelf. And so that's an issue. And that is a very big issue because the children are literally there. They're like, it's not like they're in separate areas where they wouldn't even think of looking there, but they are, maybe. And then the parents don't know. So maybe this is just a non-English problem, like a non-American problem, a European problem. But I don't know how it is in other countries. When I go to Hamburg, I will check out the situation in Hamburg, in the bookstore, because I will be going to the bookstore in Hamburg. Because why not? Because I'm a reader. You know, I'm crazy like that. So I think that's all I wanted to cover. That's the main point I wanted to get to through the icebreaker cover confusing me. But my camera is running out of battery, and so I'm going to wrap this up really quickly. Thank you so much for watching. This is not a very long episode, I know that, but you know, reading vlog is coming and review is coming. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you again to my members B, Haley B, and Ashley Ranger. I'm sorry, girl. Maybe that's your middle name. Maybe consider becoming a member. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'm really interested about hearing it. And maybe I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye. Peace and love.